And we are live. Welcome back to Takes by Fans. We got a great show for you today. As always, we are live every single day at noon Eastern. If you want to watch live, head over to takesbyfans.com/watch. If you want to watch but not live, head over to our YouTube channel, Takes by Fans. We post all of our shows and clips of the show there on a daily basis. And if you just want to listen, we are on podcasting apps, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, iHeartRadio. So however you want to watch or listen, we've got you covered in multiple ways. Alrighty, today's a big old Wednesday, folks. The last Wednesday film study for the regular season. So we're really just focusing on playoff teams this week in our film study sessions. Last week to kind of see what these teams are showing us heading into the playoffs. We just kind of wrapped up our playoff pretender, playoff contender, Super Bowl contender list yesterday. But we could still maybe tweak this a little bit. We did end up putting the Bills in playoff pretender category. We got one more chance and opportunity to watch Josh Allen in this Bills offense to truly see, can we see and count this Bills team as playoff contenders? So we're watching a lot of playoff teams today. We're watching Titans, Texans, Steelers, Ravens. We got 49ers, Rams, Patriots, Dolphins, Jets, and Bills. And if we have time, we'll do a Chargers, Raiders, looking at some fourth down conversions, kind of putting a nice cap on Brandon Staley's season with this Chargers team. That ended a little bit lackluster, a little underwhelming. This Chargers team needed really to make the playoffs this season, and we all know that did not happen, unfortunately. So that's what we've got today on the show, watching some film studies, last regular film study of the regular season, folks. We probably will still watch a little bit of film during the playoffs, but, obviously we've got the most here because the most matchups. So we've got that today on the show, and obviously our NBA Daily 10, so let's start with that first. Let's get 10 minutes on the clock here. Here we go. Next 10 minutes, uninterrupted basketball talk of what just happened yesterday in the NBA. So here we go, 10 minutes on the clock, and the 10 minutes start right now. Alrighty, just a handful of games on in the NBA last night. We had one bet going, Timberwolves -3. Man, oh man, Brandon Ingram was absolutely clutch last night. Unfortunately, could not get that win. But here we go. Let's start with game number one. Thunder at the Wizards, and the Wizards get a nice win here, 122-118 over the Thunder last night. Kyle Kuzma getting it done, 29 points, led the team in scoring. Alrighty, so now Kyle Kuzma is kind of officially a little bit back. He started out strong this season. First kind of 2-3 weeks of the season with the Wizards being the number one seed in the Eastern Conference during that time. Then not just Kyle Kuzma, but a lot of players took a little bit of a 2 to 3 week slump. Even some teams and players, 2 to 3 week slump in kind of the last month, a little bit of a dip. But now all these kind of teams that were great in the first kind of 3-4 weeks of the season are right back up to kind of where they were. So shout out to Kyle Kuzma's getting back into it. We'd love to see that. 29 points, 3 assists, 5 rebounds. He shot 70% last night. Jeez Louise. No Bradley Beal last night, and they are still able to get a win and put up 122 points. That's pretty impressive. We have KCP filling in at the 2 for Bradley Beal, 16 points. Spencer Dinwiddie at the 1, 22 points, 10 assists. And then Corey Kispert at the 3, filling in 12 points, 3 assists, and 5 rebounds. Some solid production coming off the bench. Montrezl Harrell, who we can always rely on, 12 points, 7 rebounds in 24 minutes. And then Davis Bertans, 9 points on 3 of 7 from the 3. And then for the Thunder team, Shai Gilgeous-Alexander and Luguentz Dort both playing. Shai Gilgeous-Alexander last night, 32 points, 8 assists, 3 rebounds. And then Luguentz Dort, 17 points on 2 of 7 from the 3. He had 5 rebounds as well. Josh Giddey, 18 points, 8 assists, 6 rebounds. So this is kind of the Thunder big 3 here. Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, Luguentz Dort, and Josh Giddey. But, we know they're just a little bit lackluster overall. This isn't, we know big 3s in this league of LeBron, Anthony Davis, Russell Westbrook, with the Bulls, that big 4 of DeMar DeRozan, Zach LaVine, Lonzo Ball, and Vucevic down low. This big three, if we can even really call it that for the Thunder, is probably, the worst big three in the league that there is. We need Dort to be way more consistent. We need Josh Giddey to, continue to get better. And Shea, he's obviously the best player for this Thunder team, just unfortunately cannot carry it all by himself. This Thunder team had great contribution from the bench last night as well. Darius Bazley, 14 points, 9 rebounds, fantastic. We had Trey Mann, 11 points in 22 minutes off the bench. And then Ty Jerome, 12 points in 14 minutes off the bench. But Wizards get it done down late, down the stretch, win 122-118. Alrighty, next game up here is the Suns and the Raptors, and so impressive by the Raptors last night, folks. Kept it close, competitive, taking some leads in the second half, but the Suns, they close it out in the fourth quarter. They close it out in the second half of the game here and win 99-95. Now, big shout out to this Raptors team for keeping it close. Fred VanVleet, 21 points, 5 assists. OG Anunoby, 25 points, and Pascal Siakam, 22 points, 7 assists, and 7 rebounds. They were without a couple of players last night, the Raptors, no Scotty Barnes, and they were still able to be competitive and keep it close against one of the best teams in the league, the Phoenix Suns. And then Chris Boucher off the bench, 13 points, 16 rebounds, fantastic. But the Suns, they get it done. There's some clutch players on the Suns team, like we know. And they were able to just to be more consistent in that fourth quarter. So for the Suns last night, everybody got it done for the starters last night. Chris Paul, 15 points, 5 steals, and 12 assists. Devin Booker, 16 points, 3 assists, 5 rebounds. DeAndre Ayton down low, 16 points, 9 rebounds. Jay Crowder, 19 points, 2 steals, 3 assists, 5 rebounds. He shot 5 of 11 from the 3. And then McCall Bridges, 12 points and 3 rebounds. All of them collectively got it done. Nothing great off the bench. The leading scorer off the bench was Jalen Smith with 7 points. JaVale McGee, a little bit of a little disappointment last night down low coming off the bench here. Nothing great, 13 minutes, 4 points, and 3 rebounds. But the Suns hang in there, dogfight to the end, and the Suns end up winning 99-95. All right, then we get the Pistons at the Bulls, and the Bulls absolutely demolish this team, folks. This Bulls team wins 133-87. 133-87, folks. An absolutely destruction for this Bulls team last night, and everybody was playing. Everybody was getting it done for this Bulls team because they won by like 50 points last night, folks. DeMar DeRozan only played 26 minutes because they were just dominating. 20 points, 7 assists, 12 rebounds. Vucevic down low, 22 points, 8 rebounds. Zach LaVine only 10 points. Zach LaVine only scored 10 points, shot 30%, and they still put up 133 points. This Bulls team, folks, this Bulls team, sheesh, yes, jeez. Zach LaVine, 10 points, 7 assists, 9 rebounds. Lonzo Ball, 18 points, 5 assists, 6 rebounds. And then Derrick Jones Jr. in the starting lineup only played 13 minutes, though. Unfortunate. This was the time where a lot of people were playing, and they still only give Derrick Jones Jr. 13 minutes in the starting lineup. We don't really love that, but once again, we just need Derrick Jones Jr. to be something in this league. Something. He's got a little bit of greatness in everything: athleticism, speed, shooting, rebounding, assisting, passing, defense, all that. But it's just nothing that he's kind of known for, right? So Derrick Jones Jr., 6 points, 2 rebounds. He shot only 3 shots, shot 100% from the 3, 2 of 2 from the 3. So it's just all solid by Derrick Jones Jr. And then off the bench, man, everybody was playing out here. We had Ayo Dosunmu, 10 points. We have Kobe White, 13 points, 3 assists. We have Troy Brown Jr., 7 points, 6 steals, 5 assists, 7 rebounds. Tony Bradley, 5 points, 7 rebounds. Alfonso McKinney, 10 points. Matt Thomas, 10 points. So everybody playing last night for the Bulls because this Pistons team, gosh dang, is not good. Leading scorer was Josh Jackson, coming off the bench with 16 points. Second leading scorer was Sadiq Bey with 14 points. Third leading scorer was Isaiah Stewart with 11 points. Does that sound like any team that wins consistently? Of course not. Bulls get the huge win, 133-87. And then, man, oh man, let's talk about this next game up here. Warriors at the Grizzlies. And man, oh man, Ja Morant. Oh my gosh, folks. Ja Morant is the greatest player in the NBA as of right now, and there is no debate. So gosh dang consistent. Beating the best teams in the league. The Grizzlies just beat the Warriors last night, 116-108. Ja Morant, 29 points, led the team in scoring, 8 assists, led the team in assisting, getting it done, 47% on 23 shots. I'll take that. Desmond Bane last night, 11 points. Jaren Jackson Jr., 13 points, 11 rebounds. Still, once again, some players out here. When was the last time this Grizzlies team was at full strength? Like the first game of the season, game number 1, that's when they were at full strength. But it doesn't matter because they are still winning games out here with Ja Morant, without Ja Morant. Now, we love Ja Morant, folks. Ja Morant is absolutely fantastic, but this team is so well coached and so deep that, a couple of games here and there, they can make it work without Ja Morant. Now, we still want Ja Morant out there. He's still great. He still elevates his team with his athleticism, his big play shot making, his great passing and all that. So it's, we're not knocking Ja Morant by saying, hey, they're still winning without him, okay? This Grizzlies team currently the 4th seed in the Western Conference. They are on a 10-game winning streak. It is so gosh dang impressive. And now this Grizzlies team is starting to kind of crack that top 3. They're just about a half a game out from taking the 3rd seed. They're about 3 games out from the 2 seed, and they're about 4 games out from that number 1 seed. So watch out for the Grizzlies. Remember about like a week and a half ago, 2 weeks ago, we were saying, all right, the Grizzlies, they're trying to, they're not quite there of cracking the top 3 of, the Suns, Warriors, Jazz. We really kind of counted them at like tier 1 teams in the Western Conference, but this Grizzlies team is starting to crack that, folks. Big shout out to everybody on this Grizzlies team getting it done. We have Zaire Williams, 17 points. And then off the bench, Brandon Clark, 14 points, 9 rebounds. And Tyus Jones, 17 points, 8 assists, 6 rebounds. Just so gosh dang deep. They should be called the Chicago Grizzlies for so... Jeez, I messed up the joke. Should we even say it now? This team should be called the Chicago Grizzlies for how deep they are, folks. No? Like their pizza? Yes? All right, and then they beat the Warriors last night. That is our 10 minutes, but we still got 2 games to talk over, so let's keep going here. For the Warriors last night, Steph Curry, 27 points, 10 assists, 10 rebounds, a triple-double for the kid, but he shot 2 of 9 from the 3. Klay Thompson still a little bit on minutes restrictions out here, only played 19 minutes game 1, still 19 minutes here in game 2, so they're kind of keeping him under 20 here. 14 points, 3 assists, 3 rebounds. He was a plus 17 on the floor during those 20 minutes. So let's not panic on this Warriors team. They're still getting Klay Thompson acclimated. The man has not played an NBA game in 2 years, folks. It's going to take him a little bit here. So when Klay Thompson is on the floor, plus 17, gosh dang, that's gosh dang good. Absolutely. Everybody else in the starting lineup was in minus territory. Still no Draymond Green last night, so Juan Toscano Anderson filling in at the 4, and he only played 7 minutes last night. Andrew Wiggins, a little bit lackluster, only 13 points. Really could have used him a little bit more in the scoring department. And off the bench, we had Gary Payton with a nice 13 points. Jordan Poole, 12 points off the bench as well, only 1 of 6 from the 3 and 27% shooting from the field. So Warriors, they really just need Klay Thompson out there for 30-plus minutes every single night, but it's going to take a little bit to get there. Grizzlies get the win, 116-108. All right, here we go. Next game up here, Timberwolves at the Pelicans. This was our bet last night. Timberwolves -3, and it was looking like it could have hit. Tie game with about 3 seconds left, 125-125. But man, oh man, after a timeout, Brandon Ingram gets the pass here. Look at this. Valanciunas gets the inbound pass. He passes it to Brandon Ingram, and Brandon Ingram with a deep three, tied at 125, game-winning three right there. Brandon Ingram for the Pelicans, and they, I don't know about a big upset. It is a little upset because, the Timberwolves were favored last night, but Pelicans, Brandon Ingram, game-winning three. Valanciunas with the pass, Brandon Ingram with the score. We know these are their two best players on this team, and they touch the ball. The two best players touch the ball on the last possession, and they win the game. Alrighty, so let's start here with the Pelicans. Valanciunas, 13 points, 5 assists, 12 rebounds. Brandon Ingram, 33 points, 9 assists, 4 rebounds. He shot 6 of 7 from the three, folks. Absolutely amazing night last night. And then we had Josh Hart with 21 big old points as well, 5 assists and 9 rebounds. This starting lineup truly got it done last night. Devontae Graham at the 1, 11 points, 4 assists, 4 rebounds. And then Herbert Jones to round out the starters at the 3, 14 big old points. And then love seeing Jackson Hayes out there, folks. 13 points on 100% shooting. Absolutely love it. We'll love to see Jackson Hayes way more involved in this offense like we saw last night. So we'll see if this is a trend in the right direction for the Pelicans. It did result in a win, so we should be seeing this a lot more. And then for the Timberwolves, man, oh man, they just give up the big shot, the big three last night. Karl Anthony Towns, 26 points, 5 assists, 8 rebounds. Anthony Edwards, 28 points, 5 assists, 4 rebounds. And D'Angelo Russell, 18 points, 10 assists. So once again, the big three get it done here. Patrick Beverley at the 2, 10 points, 3 steals, 2 assists, 3 rebounds. And then Jared Vanderbilt to round out the starters at the 4, 8 points, 3 steals, and 5 rebounds. Malik Beasley, a fantastic 18 points coming off the bench here on 6 of 8 from the 3, but unfortunately Brandon Ingram plays spoiler to a solid Timberwolves performance, hits that game-winning 3, and the Pelicans win by 3, 128-125. All right, and then the last game of the night here, Nuggets at the Clippers. Clippers come back from 25 down, take a 2-point lead. Then we have Jokic out here running the floor down to 87-85 with 5 seconds left. He takes a three-pointer. I don't love the shot here. It does not go. Aaron Gordon gets the rebound, has a little bit of a putback, and that does not go. So Aaron Gordon is not reliable like we know offensively, in Jokic just taking kind of a run and gun, way deep 3, not the best shot. So once again, reaffirming no buyability, no bettability, no believability in this Nuggets team. They couldn't even keep a 25-point lead against a Clippers team without Paul George. This Nuggets team is not good, folks. Jokic is good by himself, but that's really it. Let's start here with the Clippers. They need Paul George back, but they are finding ways to kind of be competitive without him, so we still give him a little bit of credit. Reggie Jackson last night, 13 points, 4 assists. Amir Coffey, 18 points. He actually led the team in scoring, 4 steals, 7 assists, 5 rebounds. And then we have Marcus Morris, 12 big old points. And off the bench, Eric Bledsoe, 11 points, 9 assists, fantastic. And Terrence Mann, 13 big old points. Now this Nuggets team, Aaron Gordon finally had a huge offensive performance. He took 16 shots, which was the highest taken by anybody on the team last night. He put up 30 points, 12 rebounds, but they still lose, and they still, as a team, only put up 85 points. That is such lackluster overall in point totals. Did we just tell you the Bulls put up 133? That's 50 more points than what the Nuggets did last night. So when Aaron Gordon has his best game of his Nuggets career, they still lose, and Jokic can only score 21 points, and then nobody else can score any points because those two players are taking all the shots and scoring all the points. There's no ball movement here, there's no flow here, because the two most ball dominant players on this team are the bigs, Aaron Gordon and Jokic. So it's just all not working out here for this Nuggets team. It's super unfortunate, but we know that this is what this team is this year. It's unfortunate. So Aaron Gordon, 30 points on 68% shooting. It was really great, but once again, it doesn't result into a win. So what are we supposed to make of it? Nothing great. We had Jokic last night, 21 points, 8 assists, 13 rebounds. That was fantastic, but once again, does not result into a win. And then just nobody else getting anything meaningful done. So, Nuggets lose by 2, blow a 25-point lead. Clippers get the win at home, 87-85. Alrighty, that was all the NBA from last night. Let's see if there's any great value tonight in the NBA with tons of games on here. So let's quickly go through the value and see if we can make a little bit of money on tonight's NBA. So here we go. First game up here, Hornets at the 76ers. All right, now this game's good to go. No back-to-back, no back-to-back series, anything like that. So here we go. Hornets plus 5.5. 76ers minus 5.5 here. For the Hornets, Kelly Oubre Jr. is still out. And for the 76ers, Seth Curry, game time decision, and Tobias Harris, a game time decision. But we get Tyrese Maxey back, so that's all great. 76ers has been blowing out teams here as of recently, which is great. And this Hornets team, yeah, they just came off of a solid win there against the Bucks at home. But once again, the Bucks a little bit shorthanded. So 76ers minus 5.5 here. Seeming like pretty solid value. We know the Hornets are pretty solid, but not having Kelly Oubre Jr., their offensive production is going to come down a little bit, and Lonzo Ball is going to have to, LaMelo Ball, is going to have to step it up a little bit more offensively. So 76ers minus 5.5, pretty solid value. We won't lock it in officially just quite yet. We've got a lot of other action here, so we'll see if we like anything a little bit better, but we will keep the 76ers minus 5.5 in mind. Next game up here, Celtics at the Pacers. This game is a back-to-back series, so we are staying away from it. They just faced each other on Monday, and the Celtics get the close win there. Celtics, Pacers, both trash. No good teams there. No bettability on any of these teams. Celtics minus 2.5, Pacers plus 2.5. We are truly staying away from this game. All right, next game up here, Magic at the Wizards. Now, this is a back-to-back series, and the Wizards just played last night, so truly staying away from this one. Magic plus 6, Wizards minus 6. All right, then we get the Mavericks at the Knicks here. All righty, this is going to be an interesting game. What is this Mavericks team truly made of? We think they're kind of turning a corner a little bit. 7-3 on the last 10, 6-game winning streak. Luka Doncic getting it done. And for this Knicks team, absolutely trash guard play. So Mavericks minus 2, Knicks plus 2. I think I'm loving the Mavericks minus 2. Let's see who's all in and out here. Willie Cauley-Stein out for the Mavericks. Kristaps Porzingis out for the Mavericks. But Kristaps Porzingis has been out for the Mavericks, and they are still getting nice offensive production and winning and being competitive against good teams. And for this Knicks team, Derrick Rose out, Taj Gibson game time decision, Kemba Walker game time decision, Nerlens Noel a game time decision. So once again, their guard play is going to be a little lackluster, not having Derrick Rose coming off the bench. If Kemba Walker doesn't go, then Evan Fournier has to pick it up. But I'm going to believe in this Mavericks team, folks. I think they are turning a corner where this Knicks team, they are just so stagnant of below mediocre, folks. Yes, RJ Barrett has a good game. I think he's coming off of 2 really good performances, but is he going to be able to make it 3? And are they going to be able to win when he's having a great performance? So Mavericks minus 2, folks. Loving the value there. Yes, sir. All right, here we go. Next game, Heat at the Hawks. Heat plus 2.5, Hawks minus 2.5 here for the Heat. Markieff Morris out, Jimmy Butler out, Bam Adebayo still out. For the Hawks, we get Clint Capella game time decision and Cam Reddish a game time decision. Definitely need both of those 2 players to play for this Hawks team, but we know this Heat team, they're all dogs. Plus 2.5 there. Seems like decent value, but we are going to stay away from it overall. Let's see what this Hawks team is truly. 3-7 in their last 10, a little skid, where we know this Heat team, they're competitive regardless of who's in the lineup. So we're going to stay away from this one. Hawks at home may be able to kind of rejuvenate themselves here, and, no great value either way. So we will stay away from it. Heat plus 2, though. If you like the Heat, folks, I would say bet the Heat. That's what we would say. I don't think I'm officially going to take this, but if you do like the Heat, I mean, folks, they're competitive. They are dogs, folks. You got to give them credit. Alrighty, next game up here, Rockets at the Spurs. 2 really bad teams. We are not even going to entertain this one. Staying away from it. Rockets plus 6.5, Spurs minus 6.5. No thank you either way. Then we get the Cavs at the Jazz. Cavs plus 5.5, Jazz minus 5.5 here. Ricky Rubio is the only one out for the Cavs because he's out for the season, so everybody else who is eligible to play for the Cavs is good to go. And then for the Jazz, Rudy Gobert out, Rudy Gay out, Joe Ingles game time decision. So a little bit of their depth is going to be tested here tonight with the Jazz. Cavs plus 5.5. Cavs always being competitive. Jared Allen going against no Rudy Gobert. Is that going to be really, really good for this Cavs team? Cavs plus 5.5, folks. Looking like there is some solid value tonight, folks. All right, let's keep it up here. Let's go over these last two games, and then we'll backtrack. We may beef this up to a 4-teamer tonight, folks. Let's finish up these last two games here. Nets at the Bulls. Nets +2, Bulls -2 here, and why the hell is that? Why is this? Here we go. James Harden, a game time decision. LaMarcus Aldridge out, and Kyrie Irving, a game time decision for the Nets. For the Bulls, we get Alex Caruso out when he's been out. So Bulls -2, yeah, loving this. I know. The Bulls are on the back-to-back though. Is that even a back-to-back though? I'm not counting the Bulls being on the back-to-back. They're fresh, folks. DeMar DeRozan only played 26 minutes last night. Zach LaVine only played 29 minutes. Lonzo Ball only played 27 minutes. Vucevic only played 27 minutes. That's not really starting numbers. This game was over by the first quarter. The game was over by tip-off, folks. So I know we've got a rule of never betting the back-to-backs, but I'm not counting this a back-to-back. Bulls -2. Not buying into this Nets team at all, folks. Kyrie Irving, good to go, not good to go. James Harden, good to go, not good to go. Big three there, big three not there. I don't care. This Bulls team is elite, where the Nets really only have Kevin Durant. James Harden's solid, we all know. Kyrie Irving's very, very good, but he hasn't played, and now he's in a game time decision, and he's only played like 2 games this season. I'm taking the Bulls -2, folks. Love it. Then we get the Lakers at the Kings. This is a back-to-back series where LeBron had a 30-point triple-double and lost in their last meeting against them, which was a couple of weeks ago. So it's not an official back-to-back series. Okay. Alrighty. So Lakers -3.5, Kings +3.5 here. Lakers on the road. For the Lakers, LeBron's the game-time decision, and Anthony Davis and Kendrick Nunn are out. For the Kings, Tristan Thompson's the game-time decision. So we're going to stay away from this one. We don't bet the Lakers without Anthony Davis. We know LeBron's great, but, he's not able to... he is able to carry a squad of trash, but the other trash players need to get it going, and we know they don't. So we'll stay away from betting the Lakers here. So loving the Mavericks -2 and the Bulls -2 here. Cavs +5.5. 76ers -5.5, seeming good as well, but we're not going to push it here. Let's stick to great value and not kind of lose on good value. So the great value tonight is Mavericks -2, Bulls -2. That's great value. Good value is Heat +2.5, Cavs +5.5, and 76ers -5.5. So if you want to bet the good value with the great value, go ahead. If you just want to bet the great value, go ahead. And if you just want to bet the good value, go ahead. We're going to be betting the great value tonight. Mavericks -2, Bulls -2. Alrighty, that is all the NBA for today. So now let's shift gears to the NFL. And before we get into our Wednesday film study, there was breaking news yesterday that, thank goodness this happened, folks. Joe Judge has officially been fired as the head coach for the Giants. Thank goodness. A little bit too late. This took a bit longer than what it really should, but at the end of the day, it finally happened. So, alrighty. He should have been the first coach to be fired. He should have been fired on the same day that Brian Flores was fired. But the Giants are like, maybe let's kind of reevaluate. All right, yeah, we can definitely let him go. And then they took that extra day and then let him go. But Joe Judge needed to be fired. This Giants team has been trash. The offensive coordinators have been trash. So they're not getting better. There's really no foundation that Joe Judge has built over the last 2 seasons with the Giants that really kind of have, anything meaningful looking into year 3. Like the same thing with Matt Rule. Like, what has he done the first 2 years that we're believing in him year 3, that it's all going to come together year 3? And we have to, you really have to kind of pay attention to timetables with head coaches. You don't get that much time to make an impact. What do you get, like a 3 to 4 year contract? Dan Campbell got 7 years for whatever reason, but it's seeming to pay out. Year 1 was really fantastic for Dan Campbell, so maybe they did make the right hire for 7 years. But usually, for the most part, 3 to 4 years, Year one, really kind of no blame. You can do whatever you want. You just got to build the foundation. Year two, you got to get a little bit better. Year three is really where it has to all start coming together, and you need to be playoff contenders. And for this Giants team, they have no offense. There is no identity here offensively. Saquon Barkley saying, hey, I'll be good to go next year. I'll be 100% next year, which we thought he was going to be 100% this year. And Daniel Jones, injured and hasn't able to be progressed at all. And we haven't seen anything great from Daniel Jones this year that we haven't seen from the last two seasons. So we haven't seen him get any better at all. And once again, that week 18 performance against Washington was the most abysmal thing I've seen. You talk such a big talk. Hey, this isn't a clown show organization. And then you run a QB sneak on your own 5-yard line in the second quarter, down 3 points. Like, what are you doing? Actively giving up here. So needed to be fired. So let's quickly see what the owner for the Giants are saying, why they fired him and all that. So quickly here, the quote, Steve Tisch and I believe. Well, let's read the lead up here. The team later confirmed Judge's dismissal and announced it would first hire a general manager who would subsequently lead the search for the next head coach. Previous general manager David Gettleman announced his retirement on Monday. So they need a new general manager. They need a new head coach, which is obviously great because David Gettleman was trash as well, ruining this team actively. But here we go. Steve Tisch and I both believe it is in the best interest of our franchise to move in another direction, team president John Mara said in a statement. We met with Joe yesterday afternoon to discuss the state of the team. I met again with Joe this afternoon, and it was during that conversation I informed Joe of our decision. We appreciate Joe's effort on behalf of the organization. I said before the season started that I wanted to feel good about the direction we were headed when we played our last game of the season. Unfortunately, I cannot make that statement, which is why we have made this decision. So that is absolutely great. You had a kind of bar. That's why we set bars for some teams and some players through the middle of the season on what we need to see them do that week for us to buy into the player, the team moving forward. So John Mara was doing that with Joe Judge. Hey, I need to feel good after week 18. And did you just see week 18, folks? It was abysmal. We just told you it was absolutely abysmal. So yes, week 18 truly decided Joe Judge's fate, and I don't understand why he was so gosh dang conservative in that game. Let it go. Let it loose. There is literally nothing, like you doing nothing week 18 and you doing everything week 18, it makes no difference regardless because it's week 18. You have no chance to make the playoffs, but at least show something. At least have some good tape that you can really kind of point to in the offseason and be like, hey, we are getting better. You see this right here? Yeah, let's just focus on week 18, but he didn't do that, folks. So they have to let him go. They fired him. Great decision there. Well done by John Morrow to stick to his bar that he set. So they quote, last quote here, we will hire a general manager and that person will lead the effort to hire a new head coach. So general manager first, then head coach here for the Giants. So don't expect them to kind of, pick up one of these head coaches that are out there quickly here. They're going to do their due diligence to avoid this disaster again because they have a lot of great talent offensively, folks. We really honestly, Doug Peterson is the best head coaching candidate that is out there right now. I'm sick of all these other coaches. Like, people want to hire Mike Zimmer. People want to hire Matt Nagy. People want to hire Brian Flores, and it's just like, why? They're proven they can't get it done. Can we stop recycling garbage head coaches, folks? It's absolutely getting out of control. Matt Nagy should not even be in the consideration for a head coach. These coaches need to be coordinators, folks. Once again, stop trying to be the main guy. You can be a coordinator. Brian Flores would be the best defensive coordinator that there is in the league, okay? Stop with making these coordinators coaches when they are not coaches. Coaching and being a coordinator are two different things. You must be an unwaverable leader, 100%. Mike Tomlin, a true leader. They're going into the playoffs with a quarterback that is useless out there, and they weren't even in the playoff picture the last 2 weeks, but they stuck with it and got it done offensively, defensively. Somehow they found it to work offensively. We still don't understand. We were watching Steelers today in our film study to truly see how they're moving the ball because we just don't understand. So please, please, please stop recycling coaches that cannot coach. Please. So Doug Peterson is really the only great coach available left out there. I would love to see him with the Giants. I really think Doug Peterson with this offense, it would be a 1 year turnaround, folks. They'd be instant playoff contenders next season with Doug Peterson. But I also would love to see Doug Peterson with the Dolphins because I would love to see him with Tua. So Doug Peterson, would love to see him with the Giants or the Dolphins. Those are the best two teams for Doug Peterson at the current moment, and we'll see where he goes. He is the number one option out there at the head coaching position available this year, folks. So we'll see which teams make the mistakes of hiring garbage quarterbacks or of hiring garbage head coaches, because whoever gets Matt Nagy, folks, I don't know what the hell they're doing, honestly. So if you get Matt Nagy, folks, it's going to be a rough offseason for that team. I can just say that right now. So, Joe Judge finally fired. Thank goodness. Thank goodness you made the right decision. Thank goodness Joe Judge is gone. All right, that's just the one story we had to touch on quickly. So now we can fully get into our Wednesday film study, breaking down the film. Last time before we head into the playoffs, focusing on playoff teams. Can we buy into them this week? Can we bet on them this week? Are we feeling good that they can be competitive in their first playoff game? Can we see this team going all the way to the Super Bowl based on what we've been seeing by them and from them the entire season? So let's find out all those questions, folks. Like I said, we are focusing on playoff teams in our Wednesday film study today. So first film we are going to watch is Titans at the Texans. Now, I want to focus on Ryan Tannehill. We're going to watch all of his touchdown passes for a couple of reasons. He was getting it done in the red zone. All these touchdown passes come inside the red zone. All the touchdowns came from Ryan Tannehill. So we'll be able to see the Titans offense in the red zone, which is a lot of, kind of read option, Ryan Tannehill running a little bit, play action, getting out of the pocket. So we'll watch that to see if that's actually how they're scoring or if they kind of added a new thing to their offense. A new kind of what do I want to say? A new node of their offense that they can run instead of just having Ryan Tannehill take over. We'll see what else they could do. And then the final drive here, touchdown drive, we'll watch this one, and then their end of the fourth quarter touchdown drive right here, 4 minutes, ran the final 4 minutes off the clock there, ate up the clock. We'll watch this as well. So we're focusing here on the Titans offense, seeing what they're doing without Derrick Henry and how they're still kind of running the offense, because we know once Derrick Henry is back here, the offense is going to go from whatever we're going to see right now to 1,000,000,000% better. So we could get like this Titans offense being like 100% good and then 1,000,000% better, which would be 1,100%, which is gosh dang good, yeah? So, alrighty, let's take these touchdown passes by Ryan Tannehill, and then we will get into their kind of final drives. So here we go, Ryan Tannehill's first touchdown pass. Here we go. Once again, coming in the red zone, 3rd and goal. 3rd and goal, 0-0 game, midway second quarter. They're at the 5-yard line of Houston. Here we go. Let's see what the play is, and let's see how Ryan Tannehill attacks it. So here we go. Ryan Tannehill in the shotgun, running back to the left. He's just a straight-up drop back, standing tall in the pocket, and wow, look at that. Clean pocket, plenty of time to throw, and there it is, Anthony Fursker, the tight end, wide open at the front of the end zone. So Ryan Tannehill being accurate, staying cool, calm, collected in this pocket here that is absolutely clean as heck, isn't getting happy feet. This is a great throw, confident, by Ryan Tannehill, knowing that, without Derrick Henry, yes, they still have two decent running backs that can decently get it done, but this is truly where Ryan Tannehill needs to step up, and we've kind of seen that a little bit down the stretch the last 4 or 5 games. Mike Vrabel, Ryan Tannehill, these running backs, they all deserve, I would say, probably the most equal credit. I don't really think it's one player or personnel on this team truly getting it done. It's the entire team here, folks, and that's kind of what we're seeing by the two teams that currently hold the number 1 seed in the AFC and the NFC. Titans and the Green Bay Packers are the most complete team out of every team that is in the playoffs, folks. Hands down, not even close. Great coach, great quarterback, great running game, great offensive line, great defense, folks. Titans and the Packers, they are basically the same team. One just has Aaron Rodgers and the other one has Derrick Henry. So the Green Bay Packers are like, hey, obviously Aaron Rodgers, face of the franchise. Titans are like, hey, Derrick Henry, face of the franchise. So one does it running, one does it passing. The other one has an equal decent counterpart. Running game for Aaron Rodgers, really good. Passing game for Derrick Henry, we're just witnessing it right here, folks. Really solid throw right there. Patient. Found the open receiver, and that's an easy touchdown to get a nice 7-0 lead. But Ryan Tannehill gets back into the red zone and throws another touchdown on the very next drive. So let's see how he does it here. This time we get 2nd and 8 from the 14-yard line, so a little bit deeper here, which is great. Let's see this touchdown pass right here. 2nd and 8 from the 14-yard line. Shotgun snap. Running back to the left. No play action, just a straight drop back. And there it is. Number 11, A.J. Brown doing his thing. Let's go back to this play really quickly right here. Ryan Tannehill dumps it down almost about 10 yards short of the end zone right here. Let's watch this play one more time. Dumps it down. This is the right decision. Maybe not the right decision. You had a little bit of a wheel route right there, but either way, it's open, and then you trust your receivers, A.J. Brown, to beat everybody in a foot race to the corner of the pylon. Ryan Tannehill giving the ball to his playmakers. Another big old green flag. That's what we focus on quarterback play. That's what we look for when we break down the stats every Monday when we go through every single game. Completion percentage, are they accurate? Touchdown to interception ratio, are they turning over the ball? That's never good. And who are their top leading receivers? Is it all dink and dunk to the running backs, to the tight ends? Are they giving the ball to their playmakers, their number 1 and number 2 wide receivers? That's why Patrick Mahomes is so good. Who's always at the top of their charts? Travis Kelce, Tyreek Hill, they're actual playmakers. Travis Kelce, yes, he's a tight end, but he's not really a prototypical tight end. He's this new age tight end that can get 1,000 yards in a season, which is basically what wide receivers do. So Ryan Tannehill getting the ball here. A.J. Brown, 2nd and 8 here in the red zone. Looking at him, targeting him. Once again, standing cool, calm, collected in the pocket, and trusting your playmakers. Ryan Tannehill must trust his playmakers, because we know at some point in this playoff run, it may not be the AFC Championship game. It may be their first game. Whatever game it is, Ryan Tannehill is going to have to make a play or two, or a series or two plays to win the game. Whether he has to go down 7 points, final drive, sling the ball, down 8 points, final drive, got to sling the ball and get the 2-point conversion. There is going to come a time where they're going to have to rely on Ryan Tannehill to win them the game, and he's going to have to make the right reads. Right here in the red zone, looking pretty good so far. And then, yes, another touchdown here by Ryan Tannehill in the red zone. 3 straight red zone drives, all in the second quarter. 3 straight touchdowns here by Ryan Tannehill. So here we go, the third touchdown here by Ryan Tannehill. 15 seconds left in the second quarter. 1st and goal from the 4-yard line. Ryan Tannehill shotgun to a running back in the right. Now rolling out to the right. Everything flowing to the right here. And once again, wide open corner of the end zone. Ryan Tannehill, accurate as heck pass. Cool, calm, collected in the red zone right here. So this is great for Ryan Tannehill. This is a great confidence builder, ego booster heading into the playoffs, folks. Delivering absolute precision in the red zone. That's absolutely great. Now, They took a little bit of off there in the third quarter. 5 and out, 7 and out, 5 and out, but then they go on a touchdown drive. So let's watch this final touchdown drive here by this Titans team. Here they go. They're only up 3 now at the start of the fourth quarter. 11 minutes left in the fourth quarter. Titans up 21-18. Let's watch this drive, and let's watch Ryan Tannehill in this offense maneuver from the 25 to the touchdown. Is it Ryan Tannehill? Is it the running game? What is this Titans offense just looking like when they need a score? Once again, you really kind of want to just put this game away. You're only up 1 possession, so touchdown makes it 2 possession. You're feeling good. Pretty much ice the game, which exactly what happened. Can't really just settle for a field goal because then it's still a 1-possession game. So let's watch Ryan Tannehill and an offense with the game on the line go and get it done. Not like Carson Wentz, game on the line this week and he can't get it done over and over and over and over again. And Game Pass are a bunch of cowards because the all 22 in the coach's film for the Colts are not up. So we can't watch the Colts today in our film study. We will watch the Colts. Carson Wentz is not getting off the hook that easy, folks. I can guarantee it. So we are going to have to wait a couple more days for that film to be accessible to us to truly watch Carson Wentz flounder for an entire game. That is coming, folks. We will watch that. We have to watch that. But back to Ryan Tannehill. Here we go. Must really score a touchdown here on this drive. Let's see how they do it. Here we go. Ryan Tannehill under center. Hand off the ball. Once again, still sticking with a pretty solid running game. Shout out to Mike Vrabel in this offensive coordinator here for the Titans of sticking with what they are at their core. Not letting Ryan Tannehill sling the ball 50, 60 times a game. Here we go. A pitch to the left on 2nd and 8. The first one picked up nothing. The pitch picked up about 5 yards, setting up a 3rd and 5 right here. Here we go. 3rd and 5. Ryan Tannehill in the shotgun. Big old 3rd and 5 conversion right here. Stands tall in the pocket. Oh my God. Almost got taken down for a sack, but stays on his feet. Keeps his eyes down the field and delivers an absolute strike to midfield for about 30 yards right there. Oh my God. Ryan Tannehill, a magician in the pocket. Look at this dude staying on his feet, not being brought down. Physical Ryan Tannehill here. Fantastic. Tall quarterbacks. How tall is Ryan Tannehill? I believe he's 6'4". This is what we're saying, folks. This is a narrative that we will be dissecting and focusing very, very keenly on in the offseason, of really almost being 100% done with short quarterbacks. Like anybody 6'2" and below, we're really not going to be buying into you that much. That is something that we are looking into this offseason. Ryan Tannehill, 6'4", able to shake off the pressures, able to shake off the defensive edge rushers trying to bring him down for a sack. The big quarterbacks out there, Tua has a hard time doing that. Baker Mayfield truly has a hard time doing that. But this is what Ryan Tannehill can do. He is a dual threat quarterback. He doesn't just go down easy peasy, escapes the pressure right here, and then immediately his first instinct is to pick up his eyes and drive him all the way down the field. Look at this dude throwing on the run to the right, letting out the ball at the 20-yard line. Ball sails all the way down to the other 45-yard line. So that's about 35 yards on the run, immediately out of pressure, and immediately finds the open receiver, puts it on him, and the receiver finds another extra 10 yards after the catch. What a brilliant play. 3rd and 5, fourth quarter, only up 3. Pressure. Ryan Tannehill getting it done. Another huge green flag, and why this Titans team is definite Super Bowl contenders. Derrick Henry paired with the potential clutch ability of Ryan Tannehill in the red zone. 3rd downs, escaping all the pressure. This is great so far. Then they're back to the running game because that is their identity, picking up about 2-3 yards. Fantastic. Bringing up 2nd and 7 here. Here we go. Ryan Tannehill under center. 2nd and 7. Another handoff stretch to the right, gets nothing, no real yards right there. So another 3rd and 6 here for Ryan Tannehill. Here we go, shotgun snap at the 30-yard line of Houston. And it's a play action. Ryan Tannehill, cool, calm, collected, with bodies all around him, and delivers an absolute strike to the 5-yard line. Once again, these tall quarterbacks can stand in the pocket, survey the field while able to actually see over the offensive line. I mean, offensive linemen, folks, big beefy boys out there, 6'2" up, 6'1" and up, folks. So, Drew Brees being 6 foot and Baker Mayfield being 6'2" and Tua being like 6'1", having trouble seeing over the offensive line, surveying the field over the linemen. And Ryan Tannehill, look at this. There's so much pressure around him. The pocket is clean. This is a clean pocket, but do you know how many times that we've seen the smaller quarterbacks this season in the exact same situation try to look for a way out of the pocket, looks to kind of want to maneuver out of it, but Ryan Tannehill staying so calm. Look at this dude. The man is on his foot. There's a defensive player here for the Texans literally like grabbing onto Ryan Tannehill's foot, and that does not affect him at all. Still calm, cool, collected in the pocket, eyes down the field, delivers an absolute strike to the 10-yard line, and now they're set up in the red zone where Ryan Tannehill, we just saw him 3 straight times. Touchdown, touchdown, touchdown. Let's see how he does it here. Back in the red zone. 1st and goal from the 6-yard line. We get a wildcat play. Ryan Tannehill is at receiver at the bottom of the screen. Wow. Now, direct snap to the running back, only picks up about 3 yards. Now we get 2nd and goal from the 3. Ryan Tannehill back in the shotgun, running back to the left here. Once again, just a straight up drop back, and Ryan Tannehill, man, oh man, this man was so, that's the best thing about what we've seen from Ryan Tannehill in this film study, folks. The calmness in the pocket, and that's exactly what he's going to need as the playoffs progress, as the pressure gets more and more and more and more, as they win game by game by game, trying to get to the championship game, trying to get to the Super Bowl, all that. It's going to take who's going to be calm when there's adversity, when there's a pressure barreling down on you the entire game. Who's going to pick it up in the 4th quarter? Who's going to get that score that they need to put away the game to make it 2 possessions with under about 7 minutes left in the game? Ryan Tannehill, somebody immediately coming at him as he lets go of the ball, and he finds the wide open receiver in the back of the end zone. Ball on target, folks. Absolutely phenomenal drive here by the Titans and Ryan Tannehill. Running game was really picking up nothing. Obviously with Derrick Henry, you get a little bit more than about 2 to 3 yards a carry. We're talking about 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 20 yards a carry by Derrick Henry. That's not out of the realm of Derrick Henry running, okay, folks? So Ryan Tannehill, absolutely, do I dare say perfect? I'm about to gosh dang say perfect. Absolute perfection in the red zone here with adversity all around him. And then here we go. The Texans, they answer the call. They get a touchdown. Now it's only a 1-score game, back to only being a 3-point game with 4 minutes left. Here we go. Tannehill and the Titans eating up the final 4 minutes, not allowing the Texans to try to tie the game, to win the game. Titans 4 minutes away with a 3-point lead of wrapping up the number 1 seed in the AFC. How do they do it? How do they do it? How do they do it? Let's watch it. Is it Ryan Tannehill being confident in his hack? Here we go. 1st and 10 from their own 28-yard line. It's play action. Ryan Tannehill, man-o-man maneuverability in the pocket, then once again finds his receiver, A.J. Brown. 1st down pickup. Here we go, Ryan Tannehill again. The maneuverability in the pocket. Edge rusher maintaining the edge. Ryan Tannehill steps up a little bit. And then just throws on the run. A little bit behind here, throwing on the run. So let's shore up that accuracy a little bit. But either way, it picks up the 1st down, going to his playmakers. A.J. Brown right there. You got to respect it. Picks up the 1st down, eating up a little bit more clock here. Texans take the timeout. So here we go. Ryan Tannehill pitch to the left. Running game gets blown up, a loss of about 2 or 3 yards. Sets up 2nd and 11 here. Clock is still running. Texans didn't use a timeout, so they bleed the clock down. They run the ball, and look at that. A nice 7-yard gain there on the ground. Oh, even better than that, it's a 10-yard gain. Damn. We get 3rd and 2 here. 3rd and 2. Ryan Tannehill. 1 more 1st down. The Texans used the timeout there, so they only got 1 timeout with 2 minutes and 50 seconds left. Ryan Tannehill at midfield, 3rd and 2. He hands off the ball, and the running running back stretches forward and picks up the first down. Man, oh man, great stretch there by the running back. Once again, Mike Vrabel bringing in all the running backs, bringing in Adrian Peterson, and having a running back kind of battle and seeing who's getting the production. And unfortunately, it wasn't Adrian Peterson, so they kind of, do cut him, unfortunately. But they stick with Deontay Foreman, Dontrell Hilliard, and they've been getting real solid production in the running back by committee for this Titans team, and the extension there to pick up the first down and really just ice the game right here. 2 minutes, 22 seconds left. They hand off the ball. Then we get 2-minute warning. Let's just walk through the end of this drive right here. We get 2-minute warning. Then we get an 11-yard run that truly just seals the game. So let's watch this. This truly ices the game right here, 100%. Texans still possibly could have gotten the ball back with about under 30 seconds left. But here we go. Misdirection to the right. They toss it to the left, and it picks up 10 yards. Genius play calling right here. Offensive coordinator, head coach, quarterback, running back, all deserve so much credit keeping the team together. Mike Vrabel definitely deserves Coach of the Year. This Titans team, they lost Derrick Henry. It didn't matter. They kept it all great, folks. They kept the team a tight unit, kept it going offensively. They kept running the ball. They never abandoned the run, folks. They had 30 rushes with running backs, 32 passes with Ryan Tannehill. I mean, folks, that's absolutely what am I trying to say? It's absolutely 50-50 run pass, folks. It's a great balance. That's exactly what it is. It's absolutely balanceful right here, passing and running the ball. So, love what we're seeing from the Titans in their final week. We've seen teams, we're not going to, knock the Titans for going in a close game against the Texans. Did you see week 18, folks? Teams that had nothing to play for, they absolutely stepped it up. Chiefs kind of went toe-to-toe. We had the Jaguars beat the Colts. Jaguars, nothing to play for. So, yes, the Titans, they won a close game, but who cares, folks? That's not an indication of a bad team or anything like that. Any given Sunday, these are grown men. No real team in the NFL is absolute garbage on a weekly basis. So Tannehill and the Titans, they get it done in the clutch. They get up 21-0. They kind of squander the lead a little bit. And then in the fourth quarter, when the game's on the line, the clutch mode, the clutch ability all comes out. Every wide receiver, Ryan Tannehill, these running backs stretching for that first down marker. Big time credit here to this Titans team, and absolutely will keep their Super Bowl contender status heading into the playoffs. Absolutely. Alrighty, next game up on our film study, we are going to go the Steelers and Ravens, and obviously we're not watching, we'll watch one Steelers offensive drive, and that's going to be the overtime drive. Obviously we're not going to endure any extra Steelers offense, Big Ben throwing that we don't have to. We already have to endure an entire full game, a playoff full game of Big Ben again, which we absolutely hate because the offense is so gosh dang garbage, folks. But this Steelers defense, folks, is why they are in the playoffs. These last 2 weeks winning games solely because of their defense, wrecking Baker Mayfield on Monday Night Football 2 weeks ago, and then allowing Tyler Huntley to do absolutely nothing in kind of the red zone. They let him work a little bit from kind of like the 20 to the 30, but then they shut it down. Tyler Huntley, 141 passing yards, 72 rushing yards. Once again, nothing that great overall, but the Steelers defense deserves all of the credit. Mike Tomlin as well. Once again, Mike Tomlin keeping this team together, not allowing it to kind of get overblown with Big Ben's lack of passing. That was never really kind of a big story in the locker room that Mike Tomlin had to kind of like put out every single week. Obviously, we talked about the Big Ben struggles and the national media did, but that was never like wide receivers kind of actively speaking out and being like, man, Big Ben can't even throw the ball and I'm not even getting the ball. So Mike Tomlin keeping a tight ship there in Pittsburgh, given all the circumstances here offensively. And we know if you don't have an offense in this league, you're not going to win any games. So you got to move the ball offensively. That's why we need offensive-minded coaches at the head coaching position, and we really don't want defensive-minded head coaches at the head coaching position. And why Brian Flores, it may look like a really great hire for your team at the head coach, but The offense for the Dolphins was severely lacking. They were always put on the back burner because Brian Flores made the defense the main focal point, and that's not what this new age of NFL is, folks. These quarterbacks slinging it. Joe Burrow and Jamar Chase, that is the new generation of the NFL, and newsflash, they are not on the defensive side of the ball, obviously. So we're going to focus on the Steelers defense here. We got a nice defensive highlight package here for the Steelers defense, and maybe we even name the Steelers defense. Did this Steelers defense pop off on the footage here that we have to name them? I've already got a name picked out for the Steelers defense if it comes to that, folks. We got the Walk of Fame defense for the Cowboys, the provocateur defense for the Patriots that have kind of lost their luster and the muster of that name over the last 5 weeks. So I think we're kind of taking the name away from the Patriots defense. They can maybe prove themselves this week in the playoffs and get that nickname back. But really, we've only got one defensive nickname that is active every single week, the Walk of Fame defense for the Dallas Cowboys. So we'll see if this Steelers defense earns a nickname heading into the playoffs, which would be the best thing about the Steelers team, the defensive nickname for the playoffs. But here we go. Let's start with the defensive highlights, and then we'll watch the overtime drive for the Steelers. What did it look like? Was it all wink and wonk by Big Ben? Was it anything meaningful? We'll check it out. But here we go. Let's start here with the best defensive plays against the Ravens. A nice 3-minute highlight package. Let's see what this Steelers defense is cooking up. Here we go. First play, first quarter here. Ravens on a drive. They fumble the snap instantly. And then we got TJ Watt coming in and knocking the ball out of Tyler Huntley's hands. And the Steelers come up with the football. A nice turnover right there. Did they take this turnover and have any points? Yes, they scored 3 points off of that turnover. Look at that. And that was the game. The Steelers win by 3. The Steelers defense single-handedly, they didn't know it at the time. No points scored so far when this fumble happened, but they didn't know it at this time. But the Steelers defense single-handedly won them the game in the first quarter, in the first 5 minutes. TJ Watt, look at this man coming around the edge. Tyler Huntley gets on the ball, and then he decides, you know what, I am going to get up and run with this. I got a little bit of time to get up and run with the ball. Little did he know that TJ Watt says, actually, you've got no time. What are you doing getting up? Knocks the ball out of Tyler Huntley's hands, and then the defense just clawing and scrapping for that ball. TJ Watt forces a fumble. Look at this man getting it done. Steelers up 3-0 now. Ravens back out on the field offensively. Tyler Huntley, play action pass. Plenty of time to throw. Rolling out to the right. Thinking he has a lot of time to run, but that Steelers defense did not let him get anywhere. Closed on him quick. Nowhere to go down the field, so shout out to the Steelers corners and linebackers shutting down all the receiving options and allowing Tyler Huntley to believe that he can escape all this pressure here, but well done to set the edge right there. Oh my God, who is that? Number 97 making a lunge toward 92? Is that 92? Who do we got 92 here? We got a little cheat sheet going on. Number 92 for the Steelers. Don't have his name on here. Unfortunate. I got 93, 97, and 90. Unfortunate. No 92. But either way, part of the Steelers defense, absolutely fantastic. He gets roped into it. So they bring down Tyler Huntley on the sack. And then here we go. What an amazing interception right here. Tyler Huntley overthrows Mark Andrews by just a hair. By just a hair. This is a play that the Walk of Fame ball hawks on the Cowboys defense makes. Look at this. Oh my God. Laying horizontal on the ground to catch the interception, the overthrow by Tyler Huntley, and then he kind of dropped it a little bit. This one may have been a little controversial. I called it a catch live after the replay. He kind of traps the ball. Yeah, we'll see right here. So he goes down to the ground. We got Tremont Edmonds right here. Goes down to the ground to catch the ball, catches the ball, and then as he's going to get up, he's kind of got the ball trapped between his wrists, and as he's getting up, the ball kind of slips out from the grasps of his wrist, and it goes down and touches the ground, but he did have possession and control before that, so they count interception on the field, and I agree with the call. Unfortunately, the Steelers could not do anything with that interception offensively. Once again, the defense giving every opportunity for Big Ben to put up any type of points because they need all of the points that the defense kind of is trying to give them. You know, a la, they only won by 3, and that was the 3 points that the defense gave them. So we know the Steelers offense struggles moving the ball and getting into nice scoring territory because they can't move the ball. So whenever the defense gives them any favorable position right here, the Steelers defense gave them the ball at their own 34-yard line, which isn't obviously the best starting field position, but it's better than the 25. A little bit of a 9-yard head start, if you will, and they still kind of squandered that. So defense, man, it's the thing that's kind of holding this Steelers team together. But let's keep it up here. What else do we got by this Steelers defense? Here we go. They hand off the ball, and it absolutely gets blown up, folks. Like a 5, 6, 7-yard loss on just a standard handoff. A standard handoff in the entire Steelers defense is 5, 6, 7 yards in the backfield. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 Steelers behind the line of scrimmage at the point of the tackle. That is absolutely group effort right there by the Steelers defense. Now we get the Steelers defense in the red zone. Ravens 1st and goal, knocking on the door. 28 seconds left in the first half, folks. Can the Steelers defense tighten up here? Here we go. They play action. Steelers defense comes around, and it's TJ Watt bringing down Tyler Huntley for the sack. Yes, sir. Not allowing the touchdown right before halftime. You gotta love it. TJ Watt, I believe this was the one that tied Michael Strahan's record. So fantastic. Obviously, he didn't even play in every game this season, and still broke the single season sacking record. How crazy is that? TJ Watt, and then the emotion. Yes, sir. Talk your shit. Celebrate. Absolutely. Now 3rd and goal in the red zone again. Tyler Huntley. Oh yeah, it's TJ Watt again, getting his hands up and batting the ball at the line, literally at the release point by Tyler Huntley. So great job there by the Steelers defense, and the Ravens only get a field goal. They do not get the 7 points because the defense holds. Now here we go, 4th quarter. Ravens up 10-6. Start of the 4th quarter, 2nd and 7 at the 13-yard line, at the 11-yard line of the Steelers. Tyler Huntley drops back to pass, and it's picked off in the end zone. A huge play right there. They get no points. They were going to get 3 points at minimum here. That would be a 7-point advantage for the Ravens, and we know it's tough for the Steelers team to score touchdowns. They only scored 1 touchdown all game long. It was a field goal besides that. So we got number 20 coming in and making an absolute huge play. Cameron Sutton with the absolute almost game-saving interception. Now tie game 13-13. Tyler Huntley has a little bit of a wide open receiver way down the field. We've only got 31 seconds left in the 4th quarter. Tie game. Ravens at their 30-yard line. 2 timeouts, just trying to sling the ball down the field for a game-winning field goal. Tyler Huntley has him open on the sideline, but it's the Steelers defense with a ginormous hit to jar the ball loose. Incomplete pass. The receiver could not hold on to the ball, given that huge hit by the Steelers. Number 39, Minkah Fitzpatrick. Look at that. That's 2 feet in bounds, folks. That would have been a catch. But Marquise Brown can't hold on to the ball because of the big hit. And once again, Marquise Brown, you must cut this man. He cannot get it done, folks. We talked about it when we broke down the game. But what do you have, like 7 targets? Like 3 catches? We've got Marquise Brown, 7 targets and 3 catches. The man cannot hold on to the ball. He even had a ball in the end zone that he could have had, but he drops it. This man is not good. This man cannot play. Ravens aren't in the playoffs. You must cut Marquise Brown and try to get actual good deep threat receivers. But well done by Minkah Fitzpatrick to jar the ball loose. The Ravens would have had the ball like over midfield and all that. And we know Justin Tucker with that big leg potentially wins the game. So the Steelers defense, absolutely fantastic, big time plays. And have they earned a nickname? I think so, because we know this defense is literally single-handedly winning the game for the Steelers here. So the Steelers defense, new nickname, folks. They are, you ready? The Steelers defense is the escorters. Yeah, escorting Big Ben to a potential walk-off Super Bowl ride off into the sunset like Peyton Manning did. The escorter offense here by the Steelers defense. What do you guys think? The escorters. Yeah? The escorters, folks. Yeah? Get big on it, folks. It'll pop off. The escorters. Yes, sir. Alrighty. So the Steelers defense is really, really good. Now let's quickly watch this Steelers offense quickly. Can we? Actually, no. We might not be able to do this. All the plays aren't up here, and I forgot to time market on the actual big broadcast. So I guess we are just sticking with the Steelers defense here, which is, we'll watch a couple of plays here. Let's watch a couple of plays. All the plays that we can watch on this final drive. Let's just see what they look like right here quickly, if we can do that. Let's see if we can bring these plays up quickly. The All-22 was out for all of these plays except for the overtime plays, and we have seen that a little bit in a different matchup as well that went into overtime. They just kind of forgot to put the plays out there, and now they're making us sign in again. So, all right, we are going to cut this Steelers film study short, folks. We're not going to play around with it just for a garbage offense. What is that? Alrighty, now here we go. Let's move on to our next film study here. We're going Jets and the Bills, folks. And we are really just focusing on this Bills offense. Once again, struggling for the majority of this game to score points and to get it done in the red zone, folks. So once again, we just kind of moved this Bills team into playoff pretender category yesterday. We'll watch the film of the Bills offense for the game against the Jets to see if we can move them up into playoff contender. We'll let the film dictate that. But once again, this Bills offense just struggling in the red zone to put up any meaningful points. Yes, they end up winning. Yes, they cover the spread. But it took until the fourth quarter for them to pop off. 15 points in the fourth quarter. And that's basically why they win, because the Jets offense couldn't do anything all game. The Bills offense really couldn't do that much throughout the entirety of the game. But it took until the fourth quarter, and we've seen that all year long. Remember, folks, real early on in the season, I'm talking the first 5 or 6 weeks of the year, the Bills, we were watching them almost consistently weekly on our film study and showing you, hey, the Bills, yes, they're overall blowing out the team in the final score, but they're not doing it in the first 3 quarters, folks. They're not blowing out these teams in the first half and then, the second half, they're just kind of, running out the clock and all that. No. They're going kind of down to the wire and finally picking it up in the fourth quarter, late third quarter is really when all their points come. We've seen that all year long by this Bills team. They don't have an explosive blowout win from quarter 1 to quarter 4. They don't have that. And they faced a lot of lackluster opponents so far this season. Now the opponents are obviously going to be heating up because they're all playoff performers. But this Bills offense has been so lackluster. It was also lackluster even in their final game, a win. And it honestly seemed like this Bills team was at home every single week. I can't even remember the Bills having a road game. I think the Bills had all 17 games at home. And once again, the Bills, even at home, that's supposed to be an advantage, home field advantage. It's in the name, folks. The Bills still struggle at home. So yes, the Bills have a home playoff game against the Patriots, but are they going to be good? Are they going to be competitive? Are they going to be able to beat the Bills for a second time this year? So far, they've split 1-1, and the Bills lost when they were at home. So this is nothing great. We're still concerned. They do have a good defense, one-dimensional offense, like we know, clamming up, being super conservative here. And we can point out an instance or two where this Bills offense was just conservative for really what reason? Why? So we got a lot to watch here. So let's start with the first drive, which was a touchdown drive. Fantastic. You get out of the gate, a nice touchdown start. Fantastic. You're going to get it done, but they kind of don't for the rest of the game. They put up 7 points in the first drive, 3 more points on the second drive, 10 points. 10 points came from the first 2 drives. The other 17 here and there for the rest of the game. So here we go. Let's start it here. We're going to start this one in the red zone. 12:51. Here we go. We're going to get the Devin Singletary 40-yard rush here. This is 3rd and 2, and we're going to get a 40-yard rush that brings them down to the red zone. It's just Devin Singletary right up the middle. So a little bit of a lucky play. We know Devin Singletary is okay. He's serviceable. He's a serviceable starting running back, but we have seen Devin Singletary not be that impressive all season long. The Bills not able to establish a running game, and it's a little bit on Devin Singletary a little bit. So that big 40-yard run, a little bit of an outlier play overall. So 7 points, still struggling to score, came off of a big 40-yard run that set him up, okay? So, but now we get Josh Allen in the red zone. Let's see how this looks. Josh Allen, first time in the red zone. He's got more times in the red zone here, but let's see a success here. They hand off the ball again. It gets nothing, like this was the running game all year long by the Bills. Once again, that 40-yard run that we just saw, a little bit of an outlier. But now we get 2nd and goal. Josh Allen under center. They hand off the ball again. 2 straight runs in the red zone just because Devin Singletary had a good luck run where he went up the middle and the Jets couldn't tackle him. So you get confidence of running the ball 2 straight more times and get absolutely nothing. Once again, clamming up. Why are you not hitting it? That next play should have been Josh Allen slinging it over the middle for the touchdown. You should take advantage. But this Bills team say, oh, we have a good run. Let's keep running. Oh, it didn't work. Well, we did it a couple times ago, so let's run it again. Oh, it's still not good. So now you get 3rd and goal, leaning on Josh Allen by himself to pick this one up. So here we go. So once again, offense is still clamoring in the red zone. They clam up big time in the playoffs. This is big time concerning so far. Let's see if Josh Allen can cool down our concerns a little bit. Here we go. Josh Allen, empty backfield at the 10-yard line, 3rd and goal, drops back to pass, steps up in the pocket, keeps his eyes down the field. He's going to sling it at the last second, and Stefon Diggs just gets the toe tap down. We see the actual refs in real time call it incomplete. They have to go to the monitor. They have to challenge it, and they do overturn it. So that's how the Bills scored their touchdown. A 40-yard big-time run sets them up at the 10. 2 more runs that get stifled. Josh Allen almost gets sacked, rolling out to the right, and then by a blade of grass, Stefon Diggs does get 2 feet down. That's what Stefon Diggs, I'm not knocking Stefon Diggs or playing down Stefon Diggs. This was fantastic right here, but I'm saying this is what it took to score 7 points against a Jets team with nothing to play for. So we're still big time concerned on this Bills team overall. It's not like this is the only game that was like a little concerning for the Bills. Folks, we have been saying this all year long, and y'all kind of hypnotized me a little bit to kind of, think, oh, okay, yeah, but they were still winning those games, so it's still a positive. I'm overlooking it. Y'all had me brainwashed a little bit. That's why, I take what y'all say, but I see that that's really not the right thing to say, okay? That's really not the right way to look at it. Y'all had me fooled for a couple of weeks, but now we are back to seeing everything crystal clearly. This is big time concerning for the Bills heading into the playoffs, having to face Bill Belichick round 1, okay? Still concerning. So that's all it took for them to score 7 points. 1 big 40-yard run, and then a blade of grass for Stefon Diggs. Now, great job by Josh Allen running the ball. That's what we love. Big, strong quarterback once again, able to escape the pressure, able to shake off some tacklers, roll out of the pocket, keep his eyes down the field. That's the best thing that we love about this Bills offense. Josh Allen's dual threat, escapability, runability. We absolutely love that. So that was kind of one of their best drives of the game. 40-yard run in a single blade of grass, deciding touchdown or incomplete for Stefon Diggs. Now we get the very next drive. It results in a field goal. Why did this one get stopped? Well, we kind of know why. Their offensive play calling in the red zone is big time bad. So this drive results in a field goal. It was a 14-play drive, bigger play drive than their first drive that resulted in a touchdown. So they didn't have that 40-yard pass, or 40-yard run, but they were still able to get inside the red zone right here. So let's take it right here. 1st and 10 at the 23-yard line. Not officially the red zone. zone, so I guess I can't say the red zone, but right on the doorstep of the red zone right here. Let's see what the Bills decide to do offensively, play calling wise, and let's see how Josh Allen handles these plays. So here we go, 1st and 10, up 7-0 at the 23-yard line. They hand off the ball. Devin Singletary once again. Stop trying to establish the run. It's already way too late. It's done. You have to establish the run in preseason, in training camp, in OTAs, through the first 5 weeks, 6, 7 weeks of the season, and carry it out through the entire year. You don't establish a running game week 18, so stop running the ball. You've already committed to letting Josh Allen single-handedly win you the games with how much he holds on and how long he has the ball in his hands for, how often he has the ball in his hands. So stop trying to force Devin Singletary running in the red zone. It's not working. We know it's not working. He had one big 40-yard rush that, was good optically, but that's not what he is overall. It's an outlier play. But here we go. First run got nothing. Now we get 2nd and 10. Here we go. Josh Allen dropping back the pass here, slings it down the field and just out of bounds there. Stephon Diggs, and this is what the play should all be. Josh Allen to Stephon Diggs. That's what you should only be calling in the red zone. Unfortunately, Stephon Diggs just a foot out of bounds, could not get that other foot in bounds. Once again, going back to that first touchdown drive, what would have happened if they didn't get the touchdown and they had to settle for a field goal? Now we're only talking about 6-0 instead of 10-0. Once again, potentially changes the entire course of the game. All right, then we get 3rd and 10 right here. Here we go. Josh Allen dropping back the pass, sling over the middle, and it's broken up, and it's incomplete. So not getting it done in the red zone now this time, having to settle for 3. Solid play calling. Josh Allen not able to get it done 100%. Stephon Diggs not able to get it 100% done there. And then we get a ton of punting drives here. The entire second quarter is all punts besides their last drive, which once again have to settle for a field goal. So why did it have to settle for a field goal? But let's watch all these incompletions on 3rd down. So here we go. We get a 3rd and 4. Doesn't pick up 4 yards, only picks up 3, and they have to punt. Let's see why. Up 10-0, 3rd and 4. They just dump it down to the running back out of the backfield, and it's a great job tackling by the Jets defense to bring them up a yard short there. So they punt the ball, not aggressive. We know this Bills team is not aggressive. They're not the kind of, hey, let's go for it on 4th down in our own side of the field. They're at their own 39-yard line on 4th and 1. Josh Allen, can't QB sneak it? I give Josh Allen a QB sneak right there. He's big and beefy. He can get it done. So they have to punt. And then the following drive right here. Let's see what this one looks like. We get a 6-yard run and then run for no gain. Once again, back-to-back runs. All right. Sets up a 3rd and 4. Let's see. Josh Allen at his own 24-yard line. 3rd and 4. Here we go. Dropping back to pass. Pump fake. And then he throws it to Corey Davis over the middle. Not Corey Davis. Over the middle of the field, and it's way low. Incomplete. Unfortunate. They have to punt. Then the following drive, once again, pass incomplete, pass incomplete, pass incomplete. Let's watch 3 straight pass incompletions here by Josh Allen. Now only up 10-7 here, so pressure's up now. 3 minutes left to go in the second quarter. Josh Allen slinging it deep. Overthrow to Stephon Diggs. All right, Josh Allen got to hone in that accuracy. Here we go. 2nd and 10 now. Dropping back to pass. Going. Oh, my God. He went to go pull it down, and the ball slips out of his hand. They're going to say incomplete pass, though. So ball just slipping out of Josh Allen's hands. Not good. 3rd and 10 here. Here we go. At his own 25-yard line still. Dropping back to pass. Going decently deep, and it's going to be a yard short for Cole Beasley for only 9 yards. So once again, a 4th and 1. They don't go for it. I'm not knocking Sean McDermott for not going for it on 4th down. We don't like going for it on 4th down, especially in your own territory. But we're just showing you they clam up. They aren't aggressive, folks. This is not an aggressive bunch overall. So once again, and we've seen it in the playoffs, Josh Allen clamming up and being unaggressive. Not Josh Allen, Sean McDermott and Brian Dable. So once again, they still have that kind of same mantra of just not being aggressive, and at some point you are going to have to be aggressive. You're going to have to try and win the game at some point, and are they going to be able to do that cold, not having a lot of experience doing it in the regular season? It's going to be interesting. So we're going to have to probably recall on that when we watch the game this week. Patriots at Bills for wild card. I believe it's Saturday. Alrighty, but then finally something clicks. 2-minute drive here. Let's watch this 2-minute drive right before halftime. They once again only get a field goal out of it. So why did it stall? Did they just run out of time? Could Josh Allen not get it done in the red zone? Was it just conservative play calling in the red zone? So here we go. Starting at their own 10-yard line, 15-yard line. He hits, we get Beasley. We get Beasley for about 15 yards right there. Fantastic. Now at the 30-yard line, Josh Allen, empty backfield, dropping back the pass. Boom, another strike to Stephon Diggs. Once again, this is what the Bills' offense is. Letting Josh Allen just single-handedly rip it down the field, being aggressive. Same thing with the Chargers and Justin Herbert, folks. Why is Justin Herbert so good? Why are they good from when they get down from behind? Because they can now allow Justin Herbert to just let it rip down the field, be aggressive, because Justin Herbert's such a great passer. Same thing with Josh Allen. He's got a big arm, he's got a cannon. Let this man be aggressive throughout the entirety of the game. Stop clamming up, because we get the final 2-minute hurry up drive. That's when they're aggressive. 13, 14, 15 yards almost every single play. Right here, nice little out route. Cole Beasley again, getting out of bounds. Smart play. Couple of yards, getting out of bounds. We get a 2nd and 8 now. Here we go. Josh Allen, empty backfield again. No timeouts to work with. A minute left. Josh Allen slings it. Boom. Comeback route for about 10 yards to Stephon Diggs. Going up to the line. About to spike the ball. They don't decide to spike the ball. So here we go. Clock running at the 40-yard line. Once again, probably should have spiked the ball here, but Josh Allen's taking a shot deep and just overthrow to Davis again there. Damn. Josh Allen definitely's got to hone in the accuracy. That's the biggest knock on Josh Allen from last season to this season, the drop-off in accuracy. Let's quickly see what Josh Allen's regular season accuracy is at the current moment and see how big of a drop-off it was from last season to this season. So last season he threw 69% and he's at 63%, folks. That's a big old drop-off. 69 is absolutely fantastic, where 63 is just in the range of good. 62 to 65 is good. Anything above 65 is fantastic. So 69, obviously. But 63% this year. Josh Allen, a little bit of a drop-off. And what did the Bills get to last year? The AFC Championship game, and now it's dropping off. So once again, definitely not Super Bowl contenders for this Bills team, and we're still deciding playoff pretender or playoff contender, and so far we are still leaning toward playoff pretender. So Josh Allen gotta hone in that accuracy. That was wide open, great deep shot. Once again, being aggressive. Then here we go, being aggressive again, and this Jets defense just giving up everything underneath. Super frustrating. I hate when defenses play this way. Just comeback routes. Another deep throw right there. Now out of bounds. 26 seconds left at the 25-yard line. Josh Allen dropping back to pass, stepping up, and is now going to decide to take off and run with it. Running to the right, pitches it back so the tight end Dawson Knox can get out of bounds. Josh Allen is so gosh dang cerebral, natural while running. This man is a genius while running. Pitch there to the sideline. That's absolutely crazy to think about. Nobody ever pitches when they're running the ball. Now, that's something that you can definitely do. I think that's something teams should be working on a lot more. Pitching and lateraling during live plays, like setting it up, like having somebody else trail the receiver who's running, or quarterback who's running, or running back who's running, not going out and blocking. Yeah, we got to secure those blocks, but an extra player kind of playing back. Hey, I'm right here. I'm behind you to the left here, and I've got this free lane because everyone's trying to tackle you. So I do think laterals like Josh Allen did right here should be implemented a little bit more. Yes, there's high risk because you can fumble backwards, all that, I get it, but I still think it could be a huge new kind of unfounded territory offensively in the league that can catch teams by surprise if you run it right. Once again, a ton of practice would have to go into this, but I think it should be worth trying to do in practice. So once again, Josh Allen running the ball is exactly what we love about this Bills team. So great with it, so smart with it, folks. One of the smartest quarterbacks that there is running with the ball currently. Absolutely fantastic. Smart, clever, doesn't go out of bounds, trusts his ability not to get injured. It's also flawless here by Josh Allen. But here we go, approaching in the red zone right now from the 14-yard line. 1st and 10 from the 14. No timeouts, but 17 seconds. Plenty of time. Let's see what they do. First play, empty backfield. Josh Allen running up into the pocket there, and it's an incomplete pass in the back of the end zone. Now we get 2nd and 10 here. Once again, Josh Allen got to clean up the accuracy a little bit. Let's watch this throw in the back of the end zone one more time to see what truly happened here. It was aggressive, throwing it all the way to the back of the end zone, stepping up in the pocket here, throwing it behind the line of scrimmage. Fantastic. And then a freaking strike that unfortunately is incomplete. Wide receiver went out of bounds. Unfortunate. So incomplete pass there. Now, 2nd and 10 here. Here we go. Empty backfield by Josh Allen again. 11 seconds left. Plenty of time to do whatever you want. Josh Allen strike in the back of the end zone. And unfortunate, another incomplete pass there. Decently open. Had to float it over and loft it over the defender a little bit more. Now we get 3rd and 10. 7 seconds left. Still being aggressive. Here we go. Josh Allen, quick strike. Just not open. You got to throw quick because only 6-7 seconds left. A flag is drawn that brings them down to the 3-yard line, and they kick a field goal. So once again, not being aggressive. 1st and goal, 4 seconds left from the 3-yard line. A quick chance, or just letting your running backs take it, or let Josh Allen run, or just go for the touchdown. But they clam up a little bit, settle for the field goal. Brandon Staley, this would have been a no-brainer. They go for it. So once again, another example of this Bills team never being aggressive, always being clammy, always trying to not lose the game, which we absolutely hate that way of playing, that play style of going out there and trying to actively not lose the game. So, a little bit of a flounder job there overall offensively, not too much on Josh Allen, just unfortunate kind of playing the sidelines and the out-of-bounds markers a little bit too closely right there. All right, but then we get the 3rd quarter, folks, and once again, the unfortunate circumstances continue on. Punting every single drive in the 3rd quarter, stalling, and if this Jets team had any good players offensively, once again, Braxton Berrios was out this game, which is their only player for the Jets that has been doing anything meaningful the last 3-4 weeks. So if Braxton Berrios was out there, and this is a close game heading into the 4th quarter, maybe the Bills don't win this game. Still concerning, folks. So here we go. Let's watch why these drives stalled again right here. We get 3 straight pass incompletions. First drive out of halftime. They moved the ball a little bit. They're at the Jets' 49-yard line right here. 3 straight Josh Allen incompletions. Here we go. First one, way too low to Davis at the 1st down marker. Accuracy. We see it declining with Josh Allen. Now, 2nd and 10. Once again, only up 1 possession. First drive out of halftime. A strike over the middle of the field, and Dawson Knox is not even looking that direction. Dawson Knox is looking outside. Josh Allen threw the ball inside. Unfortunate. Now we get 3rd and 10, right at midfield. Here we go. Josh Allen dropping back to pass, and he's launching it deep, and there is nobody even close to that throw within 20 yards. So who the hell was he going for? So they have to punt the ball. Then on the next drive, they have to punt the ball because we get 2nd and 13, 3rd and 13 pass incompletions here. So here we go. Josh Allen from his own 18-yard line, still only up 6 points. Josh Allen going over the middle of the field. I think he was hit as he was thrown. He's on the ground, so the ball was about 3 yards short, but not too much on Josh Allen. Now we get 3rd and 13 behind the sticks, all that. Here we go. Josh Allen dropping back to pass, stepping up in the pocket, plenty of time to throw, rolling out to the right, and he launches this one and just out of bounds right there. Once again, just on the boundary. The boundary has been killing this team the entire game. Just out of bounds. Good throw, decent throw, good catch, decent catch, but out of bounds. Unfortunate. They have to punt. Next drive, 3rd drive of the 3rd quarter. Once again, we get pass complete, 6-yard run, then pass incomplete. So here we go. Josh Allen, pass incomplete, number 1. Here we go, 1st and 10. Once again, only up 6 points at their own 15-yard line. Josh Allen dropping back to pass, lofting it up too high for... who do we got there? Gillian lofts it too high for Gillian, and it's incomplete off the fingertips. Here we go, 2nd and 10. They're going to run the ball here. Devin Singletary with the handoff, gets to the second level, 6-yard gain, sets up a 3rd and manageable for Josh Allen. Good little drive starter there with that run. 3rd and 4. Here we go. Josh Allen must complete this ball. Play action. Throw over the middle of the field in just a little bit. Off the hands of Cole Beasley. Seemed like a rocket fired in there. Defender draped all over him. A tough catch to make. Let's see if this one was truly accurate. This one seemed to be accurate. Let's pause it. Oh, man, yeah, it seemed to be tipped away by the defender. That's just great defense there by the Jets. So overall, just stalling. And then finally, they get great field position, having to start at their own 49-yard line. They're able to get a touchdown off of this drive. Run on 3rd and goal for the touchdown. And then on the next drive, starting at the Jets' 48-yard line, that scores a touchdown. So when they get great field position because of bad punts by the Jets, that's when the Bills take advantage and score points. 4th quarter, having to have great field position, all of that. So I am still keeping this Bills team in playoff pretender category heading into the playoffs, folks. Josh Allen running the ball is the best thing about this team, and they don't do it that consistently or that efficiently for, more than one game. So, man, oh man, the Bills are going to have a tough one here. Their offense must get it done. I've got no faith in Brian Daboll. I've got no faith or believability in Sean McDermott, and I believe this Bills offense is still going to be very clammy. They're going to clam up and be conservative here against Billy B coming into town. I'm not buying the Bills this week, folks, and we'll see tomorrow. When we predict and react to these playoff lines, we'll see if we have to swallow, or no, we won't have to swallow. We'll see how many points we're getting with the Patriots, and that's really going to be the play, I'm telling you. So we'll see how many points we can get there. Hopefully it's, obviously the more is the merrier, but we don't probably need that much. So Bills playoff pretenders, folks. That's what the film is saying to me. Alrighty, we have spent a lot of time on those first 3. Did we get to 3 or 2? We get to 2? Titans, Steelers. Okay, we got to 3 film studies today. Still a couple more to do. I guess we can end here. Yeah, let's end it here because we can go through this one quickly. This one's not going to take that much time. So here we go. Last film study. This is where we're going to end the show at. Chargers at the Raiders. Now, obviously both these teams aren't in the playoffs. That's why we're not going to spend that much time on this film study. But I do kind of want to end it on the 4th down attempts by Brandon Staley, because obviously this is what he's been preaching all year long. They were going to live and die by the 4th down conversions. Brandon Staley stuck to his gun. So overall, I'm not blowing Brandon Staley's 4th down attempts this season out of proportion. I know a lot of people in the media currently are calling for Brandon Staley to be fired. I don't know if I go that far. Yes, was this a lackluster season? Yes. I mean, this was a total letdown for the Chargers. They started out so hot, so good, beating the great teams. I think they beat the Chiefs early on in the season. They beat the Raiders early on in the season when they were trending up. So, obviously given what they did last season, they should have taken that next leap and made the playoffs this season. I get all of that, but Brandon Staley never wavered, folks. He went for it on 4th down in this game, still in pressure, high, tense situations when you needed to pick them up. So Brandon Staley, everyone loves to kind of say, oh, Ron Rivera is so great. Riverboat Ron, yeah, Riverboat Ron. He's so good. Every time Ron Rivera goes for it on 4th down, they literally say Riverboat Ron. It's a little overdone a little bit, obviously way overplayed. Like, this is a new era of football where literally everybody's going for it on 4th down now. So can we stop praising Ron Rivera, Riverboat Ron, when y'all want to condemn and villainize Brandon Staley here? Brandon Staley does not deserve to be fired after 1 year. once again, this is just a pure drop back passing team. They don't really have any gadget. They have Austin Eckler, who they should probably get a little bit more involved, and that's kind of crazy to say since he's pretty much involved heavily in the offense, passing and running. But maybe you get him a little bit more involved. Maybe add an extra depth here offensively, because with Keenan Allen and Mike Williams, they're just kind of pure deep threat, single line, one-on-one matchup, win it all the time, deep threat receivers, where they really don't have these kind of gadget players that they utilize too much. So I would say that's probably the area that they need to focus on a little bit more for next year. But overall, the villainization of Brandon Staley because he's aggressive, I don't love it, and I definitely don't think he should even be close to losing his job. But everybody is kind of, villainizing him, and I get it. He did go for it a ton on fourth down. It always didn't work out for him, and he only needed to win one more game out of all of his losses to have made the playoffs. So I get it from that sense, but from the other sense of just playing by your morals, playing by your principles, never wavering, always being confident in your decisions, I think that speaks high volumes for that leadership position that the head coaching position is. Now, if Brandon Staley didn't go for it on any fourth downs here, was way conservative, clammed up, all that, then yeah, I could probably see me getting on the side of, hey, yeah, probably look in a different direction. Biggest game, highest pressure game, and he changes his overall identity. That's not a leader, folks, but Brandon Staley is a true leader. First year at the head coaching position with still Justin Herbert still getting better and learning the game a little bit. At the NFL level, I think it's way too premature to fire Brandon Staley. So, with all that being said, let's watch all the fourth down attempts. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 fourth down attempts. Let's talk them all through, see how they impacted the game, influenced the game, and all that. So here we go. First, fourth down attempts came on their second drive of the game. We get 13-23. Here it is. We get 4th and 2 at the Raiders' 19-yard line. Here we go. They're down 10-0 at the 19-yard line. 4th and 2. Justin Herbert in the backfield. Here we go. Dropping back the pass, and then boom, dinks it down right at that first down marker, and it picks up the first down. Fantastic. And they got 7 points out of it. So now it's 10-7. Once again, a tough situation because if you kick the field goal, it's still a one-possession game. But Brandon Staley said, hey, we're down 10-0. We got to get some energy in this game. It's already the second quarter. We haven't done anything the first quarter. Second quarter here, we've got to get some points. We've got to try and take momentum back, and that's exactly what he did, and they were able to get back in this game a little bit, making it 10-7. Then the following drive, they get a touchdown. So now they're actually up 14-10 because Brandon Staley was aggressive. If they kick the field goal, then they got the touchdown. Then it's just tie game. But no, now they've got the lead. Now they just put the pressure back on the Raiders. Overall, I think this was a decent decision. It's Brandon Staley's decision. We don't love going for it for fourth down, or like on half the times Brandon Staley went for it, but this is Brandon Staley. We're not going to knock you for being yourself, for being your identity, for believing that this would work and get the job done. It decently did, but they just missed the playoffs by one game. So maybe rein it in a little bit, retool your overall approach a little bit, give him a second year, folks. After 1 year, you want this man gone? I think that's crazy talk. I think it's true crazy talk to say that. So first fourth down attempt, conversion, leads to 7 points, leads to a 14-10 lead. All right, then the second fourth down comes in the third quarter. Here we go, 8:57 on the second drive, and this one unfortunately does not go. 4th and 1 from their own 18-yard line. Now this one is very woof. This one was aggressive as heck, as true heck. Down 17-14. Second half, third quarter, 9 minutes left at your own 18-yard line, and they go for it. 4th and 1, long one, and they run it right up the middle, and the Raiders sniff it out instantly. Don't love the play call here. I would like to see Justin Herbert do like a QB sneak because he is a big, beefy man out here, and that's what he's designed to do. They hand it off. It does not go. Big time aggressive. Now this fourth down not conversion leads to 3 points by the Raiders. This game ended in a tie in regulation. 3 points by the Raiders. You subtract those 3, the Chargers win. So if you're going just based on this one alone, this could have single-handedly lost them the game right here. All right, next fourth down conversion. Here we go. They had to start doing all these fourth down conversions because they got down big, 2 possession down. They have to just start slinging the ball. But that's when Justin Herbert shines, folks. And this is kind of what we're saying about this Chargers offense. When you just let Justin Herbert sling the ball, that's when they're at their best. And Justin Herbert threw the ball 64 times this game. That's the most this year, folks. That is the most a quarterback has thrown the ball this season for, folks. 64 times is absolutely absurd. But here we go. 5 minutes left in the game. They're down 29-14, down 15 points. 4th and 6 at the Raiders 18-yard line. They have to go for this one. You can't kick a field goal here. And there it is, just barely getting it right there. Justin Herbert gets them the ball right at the first down marker, and the receiver, Mike Williams, stretches the ball just enough over it. That's a 4th down conversion, and they keep on trucking. All right, then we get it a couple of plays later. We get a 4th and 21. A 4th and 21. You've got to go for it here. 4th and 21. And guess what happens, folks? Guess what happens? 4th down, 21. Justin Herbert dropping back to pass. Launches it deep, and it's a touchdown, Chargers. This is where we thought potentially the fix is in. You know, since the whole tie scenario with the Steelers getting into the playoffs was obviously talked about this entire game, the lead up to this game, all that. So here we go, 4th and 21, and the Raiders give up a touchdown. Absolutely pathetic. So they get that 4th down conversion, 4th and 21. Then on the following drive, more 4th down conversions. 4th and 10 from their own 17-yard line is when it begins. Here we go. Down 7 points, 29-22. Minute 47 seconds left. Justin Herbert dumps it down 3 yards short, but Keenan Allen gets the last 3 yards on the 4th and 10. Picks up the 4th down conversion, keeping it moving. But they've got more 4th down conversions to go. Next 4th down conversion. We get a 4th and 10. Here we go. This one's bailed out by a penalty. 4th and 10. Here we go. At their own 28-yard line. A minute and 12 seconds left. 3 timeouts. 4th and 12. Justin Herbert going right at the line. And it's incomplete, almost a pick, but they get bailed out because of defensive holding. Once again, the fix could have potentially been in here. All right, next 4th down attempt. It's the last 4th down attempt here by Brandon Staley and the Chargers team for the entire year, folks. Here we go. 4th and 10 at the Raiders 43-yard line. 22 seconds left. 1 timeout. Justin Herbert dropping back to pass, going over the middle of the field, wide open, decently wide open, about a yard open right there at the first down marker, and it picks it up. And then we get Justin Herbert slinging a touchdown, going into overtime. And then overtime, we get the Raiders getting the game-winning field goal. Chargers tying it up with the field goal, and the Raiders kicking a game-winning field goal. And then here we go, another 4th and 9. I forgot they had one more 4th down going for it here in overtime. They must go for it in overtime at their own 26-yard line. Justin Herbert, 4th and 9, down 3 points, going over the middle of the field. Mike Williams catching the ball and going big, 40 yards there, getting them into field goal position. So Justin Herbert can get it done on 4th down. We've seen it. I mean, these 4th and longs absolutely wild, which once again gives Brandon Staley the confidence to go for it on 4th down. You go for it on 4th down because you trust your players, your quarterback, your weapons at the wide receiver position. So I'm not knocking Brandon Staley for going for it on 4th down. They convert more than they miss, folks. They get it done usually. So it's just Brandon Staley trusting his guys, being confident in his own coaching decisions. I don't think that's something you fire after 1 year. Now, if the same things happen next year, they missed the playoff by 1 game and all this and all that, then maybe we could start looking at it a little bit more seriously of, hey, maybe he doesn't deserve a 3rd year, but just for being aggressive, you're going to fire him. I don't think that, because it didn't work out this year, man, oh man, I don't believe that's the right call. So Brandon Staley still being aggressive as always, living and dying by his principles, living and dying by the aggressiveness. I don't think I have any big problems with it. Alrighty, folks, that is going to do it for us today. Thanks for tuning in. Thanks for watching. Thanks for listening. We're back live tomorrow around noon Eastern. We'll predict and react to these wild card weekend lines, talk through the MVP. We're going to try and get that in tomorrow. And, if we can fit a film study in, we will do that. But I can tell you we will not be able to do that tomorrow. Got to wait till potentially Friday for that. Alrighty, folks, but that's going to do it for us today. Thanks for tuning in. Thanks for watching. Thanks for listening. We've got some nice plays in the NBA going on tonight. Mavericks minus 2.5 now because y'all are betting it. Love to see that. And the Bulls minus 2. So that's what we've got tonight. We'll see if we can make a little bit of money. We'll break down the NBA tomorrow of what we saw tonight in our Daily 10 tomorrow. Alrighty, folks. Have a great one, and we will see you.